turn my sound off.
Let me go to...
Oh, man.
I don't have a good way of... Oh, wait. There we go. I don't have a good scene to draw this out on because I haven't uploaded all of the wards to this page. So that's fine. You'll just have to you can hang out in the hacker lair, which I imagine is what a combination of Legacy's room and Ben Getty's house look like. No fiddling with the doors. Try my patience. Anyway, I won't really delay with much of a recap because last time we were kind of just having a few different scenes pop off and or not pop off, but like popping around to a few different scenes with different people. I think it's going to be Kaya first.
Oh, Worm?
As you were hanging out with Bastion, trying to meet up with him to get drinks and coffee and like just talk. Yes?
Yeah, I think she called him and asked to meet up for coffee, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you just basically agreed like, hey, can we meet up and, I don't know, talk or have drinks? Because you never really called just to check in on him. And he was like, seems a little strange. I'll humor you. But yeah, so we'll pick up in, let's say, where is it? Because you're traveling. You know, I need to make a scene for this, so I'm gonna make a Grand Cross station map. Really quick, because that is an important one. But yeah, where do you want to meet up with Bastion? Do you want to meet up like near either your apartment or in a different ward, or it's on you. It totally doesn't matter if you'd rather be close to home or rather be far from home or.
I mean, I'm sorry, my brain is still like coming online. Sorry, I opened today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Okay.
Fuck it. Meet up at the apartment. There's a lot more friends he's never met or heard of because she's been busy.
Oh no.
Why? What? Oh no. Why? Oh no.
Because like she was gonna surprise her with strawberry shit. She's gonna get to the apartment first.
Legacy gets gonna. Oh shit. Never mind. Aborting mission. I completely forgot about that. That shit's cute. That takes priority. Coffee shop close by then.
Sure.
Probably a place Kai is a regular.
Mm-hmm. Just somewhere that is close by to the apartment that you know and you can just kind of go to whenever you go to and then return from.
You know, I feel like it's the kind of place where it's just like they already know her name and her order, but she still orders like normal. They're like, okay, here's your total. They don't even bother ringing it in right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you both meet there. It's still pretty light out for the time being.
Mhm.
But you don't wait long. Bastion shows up not like pretty punctually as you would expect him. He'll come over and sit down. It's just a pretty chill time. People kind of milling about, doing their own thing. He'll
Like,
sit down and he just like without looking directly at you, so it's not like accusatory. He'll just be like, "Hey, so what's this about?"
she's easily the least chill person there. She's not even doing anything at all. It's just, I imagine her leg is just bouncing. And she just sips the coffee. I gotta get the Kaya gum so I can play Kaya. But she will take a sip of her coffee and give him like a nod as he sits down. And kind of sitting up straight in her chair for a second. As he sits down, he's like, yo, so, hey.
Hey.
Hi, you already ordered your coffee. Not much. I don't know, thought I'd call you.
He just nods real slowly. Mm-hmm. What did you wanna talk about? If you wanted to talk, we can just sit here, enjoy one another's company. It's fine by me.
Just nods. I did call you to talk to you. It's just, now that I think of it, I was supposed to call you soon anyway to actually talk to you about something. Two birds, one stone. So, I don't. Like, a lot's been happening, and, I don't know, I was just. Before I kind of realized that I was calling you, so.
He just kind of squints. What kind of stuff is a lot?
How the fuck do you even begin to describe what the fuck the group's been doing?
I'll say if you want to like hand wave and say like you don't really know how to begin anything. You can just hand wave. Well, I'm totally fine with hand waving it and say like you can just tell
Time
him.
skip.
Yeah, you can tell him all of the necessary details of whatever you would like. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, because there's just a lot that would just feel redundant to go over. Because there's just a lot. And Jakai just kind of looks at her watch. Looks back up at him. Like, how much time do you got? Because it's a long story.
He just kind of like squints his nose, or he doesn't scrunch his nose, but he kind of like makes a face and he just goes, I mean, it's my day off. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Do you want to just, like, listen for, like,
Sure.
I don't know, half an hour?
Sure.
Cool. And
he reaches over and he'll put a hand on your shoulder in a very like genial manner, and he's just like, Kaya, Take a breath. You're all right. You don't have to tell me nothing you don't want to tell me, and you can tell me everything you do want to tell me. You're all good. Don't overthink it. And he'll take a hand off and just kind of like let you be.
Imagine that really helped. And she kind of just like takes a deep breath and calms down for a bit. Takes another sip. The leg stops bouncing as much as she kind of just like focuses on like, okay, let me just. I'm an engineer. Let me think about this logically, chronological order time. She kind of squares her shoulders and then she's like, okay, basic breakdown, quick 20-minute max summary of what the fuck's been going on.
So what all do you tell Bastion?
She probably doesn't tell about murdering Joseph Diego.
Okay.
That would probably
Fair.
get him more involved than she wants him to be.
Mm-hmm.
She probably tells him a solid 60%, probably leaving out the most extreme stuff, like the Eldritch adjacent Dreamer stuff. Probably the Dreamer thing is being real, but not going all the way in, you know?
So my question would be, are you telling
Mhm.
him you're telling him like the Dreamer stuff is legit?
Mm-hmm.
It's real, it's legit,
Mm-hmm.
and you're but you're not going to go into like the nitty-gritty details like to describe it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very much a need. Essentially, what does she need? What does she deem like needs to know in order to get him on board with the information she needs from him?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because she trusts him, but she doesn't want to stress him out.
Sure.
Or make him accidentally an accomplice by telling him things that he doesn't really need to know.
Don't accidentally make him an accomplice, even though you had him poised and ready with a motorcycle on a different evening.
I mean, they're in a car, and besides, it wasn't just him. He had it was him and Chains. But you know what? They just chilled for a bit. They didn't get to do anything. It's fine.
Fair enough. So yeah, if it like you go through and tell him that. Do you tell him about being involved with I can't even remember the name of the group.
Gross Protocol?
Gross Protocol, yes.
Probably not by name. She probably just is like, yeah, and some like-minded others.
Mm-hmm.
Who also wants to do something about the station.
Okay. He does not interrupt ever. He doesn't interrupt ever. He is very relaxed and in his posture and listening very, very intently. Not so intently that he's like analyzing every word you say, but intently to the extent that he's like paying very much like giving you the benefit of the doubt and paying attention to your words. Like he's trying to be respectful. You were saying.
Wanna roll? Well, she probably accidentally mentions the drinking, not on purpose.
So, like when
probably mentioning a hangover or something for why, or something adjacent that's just obvious, but she didn't mean to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. He doesn't stop you. He just keeps listening. If you want to try to like assess his mood on it, you can try.
I'm not gonna fucking bother.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
he doesn't not miss a beat. He doesn't still doesn't interrupt. He is very much just watching you talk and nodding his head. And he's making like affirmative noises, like, you know, he's actively listening.
Mm-hmm.
And you get through as much as you are willing to talk about, with as nitty-gritty detail as you like. Partway through, drinks come, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like he'll like just take his drink and listen, and after all is said and done, and you've spared no real detail, he just kind of nods, and like he'll wait another like 10 to 15 seconds, just to kind of make sure that what you're talking about, like what you're saying, is like totally finished, and then he'll just nod real slowly and give one of those like whistles. You have been busy.
Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of coffee.
He nods and just goes, "Just coffee?"
She kind of stops. Working on it.
He scans your face. He's not looking like angry, but he is trying to read your expression. Are you lying?
No, she is working on it. She's just not that good at it.
Would you consider this her fudging the truth at all?
No, because I imagine it's been a couple of days, which is like a really good, considering her past.
Okay. He nods, and he'll accept your answer at face value. He just goes, "Glad you're working on it."
Yeah, Legs has got Larry, like, bringing me water, like, constantly. I think I've got like 3 bottles on me at all times now.
Good. So, what's got you rattled today? Is it the whole virtual thing?
Yeah, well, Legs just... She kind of skipped a step and just went straight connected to the internet without telling anyone. And she... I don't know what the fuck she did, but she...
Well, she endangered herself. And he kind of points to you and just goes, "Sounds like that pissed you right the fuck off."
Well, yeah, obviously, and she... Look, she started getting a nosebleed while she was in there. So...
He nods. Not sure what to make of it.
Nope. But yeah, I just... Nothing I can do about it now. She's, you know, she's fine. I looked over. You know, she's not dying. And then I kind of just fucked off and then called you.
He nods. Fair enough. Well, y'all are in a hell of a mess, aren't you?
Yeah, I prefer the term clusterfuck.
He just kind of a very, very low snort. So what's your plan? What are you gonna do next? Are you gonna talk to Legacy about this? Are you gonna...
I'm gonna live with her, so probably. But, I didn't want to ask you for a favor.
He like, he has sunglasses on. Or not on, but like, they're kind of hanging on the edge of his nose. And he looks over the brim of his sunglasses at you and just goes, another favor? Like, more than this one? And he just kind of gestures to the ground around you.
I mean, I'll buy another
I'm
coffee.
kidding, Kaya. Loosen up. And he'll reach over and, like, slap you on the shoulder. What do you need?
Like, let's out of breath. I'm just like, oh god, oh fuck. Okay. So, you know that, like, what was it called? The mega thing?
Kind of, like, tilts his head. Gonna have to narrow it down. There's a lot of megas on this station.
It's like the concert. I think it's a concert, at least.
Oh, you mean Gigadeath?
Snaps her fingers.
Thing.
Yeah, that shit.
He nods. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to close the door.
That's all good.
So, I wanted to ask if you or, any of your buddies or some shit had worked on any, like, renovations for a place over there, and if you did, if you could give me details about it.
He looks like he gives you this kind of like, and shrugs and takes a sip from his drink and he just goes, unfortunately, I haven't gotten any orders from anyone or none of the boys that I talk to have any idea of what their setup is. There's been no work to do.
Any way for you to access it at all, or?
Well, I mean, it's been a while since I've been into and around the concert scene. You're younger than me, so, he just kind of waves gingerly at you. He's like, kind of makes sense that you'd want to go. But if what I remember is true, what I assume is going to be the setup is this is going to be like a I don't know the word for it. There used to be a word for it, but it's kind of like a ragtag bunch of people, because this show ain't sanctioned by the station. They don't want any of that shit to happen. This show is gonna blow doors down. But because they know they won't get permission, they're not gonna ask for permission. What I fully expect is a series of vehicles and drones to carry equipment in on the day of the concert, and it's going to be a coordinated effort. I've seen it happen once before. Again, it's mostly a young people thing, but they carry all their stage equipment. It's either all wired up on a platform that they can fly it in on, or they will have it wireless and bumping out of the drones or something like that. There might not even be a stage, aside from the fact that the actual concert itself is going to be on a square. That's what I would expect. That's why I haven't gotten any orders for anything, because there ain't nothing to build. They're just gonna roll up with all their shit and blow the doors down, and then he just hooks a thumb over his shoulder like, and leave.
She nods. And she kind of, like, sets her elbows on the table a little bit and leans in the tiniest bit. Okay, so what about have you any work recently on the Tetsuo HQ at all? Like ever?
He tilts his head. Me personally, no. I could ask around, see what other people say. He shrugs. Off the top of my head, I think maybe one or two fellows probably had hands on it.
If I could get like fucking anything on schematics about the place, that'd help a lot. Same shit with fucking anything that they own over in Turin.
Kind of clicks his tongue in his mouth and just goes, Turing's gonna be a weird one, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I'll ask, but don't hold your breath.
No, I mean, all I'm asking for is for you to ask, and if you get an answer, send it my way. But
He nods again. Yep, I'll do what I can. Is there any way I could help you more with all this? This seems a little,
a lot, yeah.
seems like you got a lot going on, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do got a lot going on. Kind of like all the time now. I got like counts on her fingers. Like I got 6 drones now.
He nods. I mean, hell.
Wait. She stops for a
What?
second. I don't think Bastion's met Larry since he got upgraded, huh?
Not really, no.
No, I don't think he knows because I feel like she just wouldn't think to tell him.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh yeah, by the way, remember Larry?
Raises an eyebrow, like, yes, I do remember him.
Yeah, so he's like
first
a
drone.
Yeah, so he's like a person now.
He just blinks and tilts his head. What does that mean?
It means I was trying to. I don't really fucking remember. I was kind of gone at the time when I was fucking with the shit. She kind of looks a little guilty now that she says it out loud to Bastion of all fucking people. But anyway, I meant to, I guess, boost his memory or some shit, his central processing unit, and he's like sentient, I think is the word for it now.
He just kind of nods his head once. It's not that he doesn't understand. It's more that he is like processing what that means with some of the other things you said, and also like recontextualizing.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of like tilts his head a little bit and just goes, how do you know that? I don't. That is a couple of steps beyond my specific realm of expertise. But how do you know that he's, I don't know, awake?
She kind of looks at him. I don't know how to explain it, other than you should probably just talk to him.
He nods again. Right.
Anyway, I got 5 more of those now. So I got, 6 of them. I put them all in like the mini Larrys, and I gotta redesign some subs because like Robin doesn't really like the whole drone thing, so we gotta look at like some designs with like some legs for her.
And Robin is one of the drones.
Yeah.
Nods. Okay.
Yeah, I got a lot going on now.
Yeah. I don't know how to ask this without it sounding a little rough, but it sounds like you need a lot of help. Do you know what I can help with aside from just get you schematics of whatever? Because I can do that, but I mean there's got to be more that I could feasibly help with, right?
You know, probably. But I feel like a couple of the others would have a better idea. You're like day off, right?
Today, yes, and
Yeah.
tomorrow.
No, today. But like, you want to just come back to the apartment? We can like call them. We can like figure out because I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't suppose I have a reason to say no. I
Cool.
guess I could.
Yeah. I'll invite you over for dinner. You know, all that.
Now, if is inviting me over for dinner gonna cause more stress than it's worth?
No.
And he raises an eyebrow, and then he'll kind of tilt back and just nod once. He seems moderately satisfied with your answer. It's like, okay, should we
Just
go now, or do you want to chit chat more? Because, I mean, I haven't really done much but listen. I don't know if you want my 2 cents on anything or not.
I mean, if you wanna, you can, or we could just go.
He just kind of looks around awkwardly. Hmm. Well, hmm. I'm. If you're okay, and you are at a place where you can breathe, then I suppose we're good. But I mean, it helps me to come up with a plan of attack. Well, poor choice of phrasing, I guess, but
I mean, not that all like inaccurate.
he kind of like bops his head back and forth. He just goes, yeah, but it helps me to come up with the plan of attack to what I'm going to do next, and making dinner doesn't count. So come up with a plan for something, and just kind of ride it out, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but
She nods. She's like, "Yeah, no, I'm planning. Makes sense. We just keep finding new shit. Whenever we try and plan, we gotta plan for that. And we find more new shit. Gotta plan for that. And I mean, we're all like working on shit.
you he'll just kind of listen, and he just goes, uh, any room in there for, I don't know, taking 5?
I don't know if I mean, technically, but like I should be working on something. Like if I've got the time, I need to be at least trying to help the situation out.
Oh, fucking, who says?
our due date being Gigadeath?
Well, fucking what due date? Like, you don't have to do the Gigadeath thing, and also, I mean, what do you need to do between then and now? Like, he just gestures to all of the scenery in front of you and like the rest of the station and people going about their business and just like the whole range of just life and emotion and time and all of the things that you can kind of make out by squinting your eyes and looking forward. And he just kind of waves his hand and says, you got a lot more time than you think. You've got the rest of today. And I mean, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but you're already stressed enough that you're off the wagon. I'm not going to bitch at you for it more than this, but if you keep riding like the way you are, you're not going to be able to get back up on the wagon. So take a break, breathe, delegate work or whatever you have to do, and shit, I don't know. He just takes it, like, gestures with his drink. Go out for coffee with some old coworker. He'll take a sip.
She kind of mirrors him taking a sip. And she kind of leans back in her chair for a second. You know, I don't really think I know how to take a break.
He mumbles something under his breath.
What was that?
If you want to roll me perception,
Okay.
roll me perception at 2 purple.
2 purple. It's gonna be great.
What
does that mean?
So you hear us, like, he just scoffs and snorts, and when you say what was that, and he just goes, nothing, don't worry about it. But I don't know, man. Just you gotta leave room to breathe.
Well, I mean, I could breathe and work. It's kind of how it works.
It's a figure of speech, numbnuts.
Yeah, look, I know. All right, I've always been working. I don't know how to not. But I could.
He does. Sorry, he
Go ahead.
like he stares at you for a little bit, and then he'll just kind of tilts his, like, just tilts his head and shrug and just go, if you want my 2 cents, I would take the opportunity to help these little drones of yours. The whatever their names were, uh, Robin something and the rest of them. If you're so gung ho about doing a bunch of shit and you don't want to delegate nothing, then take the opportunity to help these drones and, well, play with them, talk to them. Maybe you can ease some of your And he just vaguely gestures to your entire body. Maybe you could ease up a little bit doing that.
You just gestured to all of me?
He shrugs like, yeah. I'm not wrong. You're wound tighter than a bed spring.
I mean, bed springs are supposed to be wound up. But
he doesn't even dignify that with a response. He just sips his coffee and makes the loud like slurping noise.
and I think Kai was going to go into like, yeah, it takes then to be wound up to exactly was gonna go into the fucking pressure. Here's that, and she's just like, shut your mouth. Drums her fingers on her cup. Look, okay, yeah, I get it. Alright, I'll try. I mean, I'll take your help if you want to offer it. And
I do.
I could try to talk to him because I care about him a lot, and I want to make sure that they're set, and help him transition to being awake. But I don't know if I'm so good at talking to him, but because I'm not that good at talking to people, but I can give him my best shot.
He kind of looks you up and down and gives you a good hard look. He seems pretty satisfied with that answer. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Well, all right. If you want to show me all these drones.
Yeah, you just gotta like make a promise to me.
He turns his head and kind of like narrows his eyebrow.
Yeah, two actually.
Okay.
Yeah, first of all, obviously, don't hurt him.
He looks a little offended.
She's kind of like, obviously, I don't really gotta. But the more important one, number 2, don't listen to legs. I don't have kids.
He, like, that look when someone is like, excuse me, what? He just like, shakes his head and doesn't say anything. He opens his mouth and makes a few shapes with his mouth like he's searching for words.
Hard look.
Yeah, and he just kind of does the soft surrender gesture, puts both hands up, and then we'll take a sip of his now empty drink.
Cool. All right, let's go.
Okay. Then we're heading back to Home Sweet Home.
Home sweet home. Da-da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da. Let me see. So, you and Bastion will get there after Legacy and Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
I want Legacy to suffer for a little bit.
Yes.
So, Legacy, make me. Let's see.
If only there was a cooking skill.
It'll be knowledge science.
Okay. What difficulty?
We're gonna do 2 purple. Perfect. And now do coordination at 2 purple. Okay. So you with both threats, you use more ingredients than you need. There's a little bit of waste that falls over. And the kitchen is not it's not totally a disaster, but there's like flour in certain parts, and there's like little spills and crumbs, and like little things that are just kind of cumulatively they are a mess. But in
She
general,
is elbow deep in flour. There is a suspicious like flour poof on Marcus's chest.
Marcus is trying to do his best to help.
The recipe doesn't even call for flour.
One of the fucking drones is a little sticky. How? Nobody knows. Larry, Marcus, and Legacy never saw him near the kitchen. They have not left the kitchen.
There's been several times where Marcus has asked, like, are you sure that is the is that right? Are you sure about that one?
We're just gonna go with it, man.
Focused and determined, you make it through the cooking challenge. For better or for worse. With that in mind, you successfully make, what was it you're trying to make again? The cherry or strawberry, what was it?
Strawberry cheesecake chimichanga.
Oh my, a strawberry cheesecake chimichanga.
Look at you say that. Look at the recipe. It looks good. You can't tell me that shit doesn't look good.
It looks good, but like, holy shit, what a fucking recipe to tackle. But you did it. You got it. Or at least you will get it, because you're like putting the pieces together, and as you are like putting the finishing touches on it, or at least starting to put the finishing touches on it, you hear the apartment door crack.
Head snap around, still like handfuls of something. Marcus, who's that?
Probably your roommate, and he will walk around to go see. And Kaya, you're there with Bastion. Lockhart question. Are you going to go to the apartment?
Well, she has to finish her discussion with Bengetti because it left in a very interesting spot.
Oh, you're right. You are right.
We can cut here so that you can have that wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
No. I want to see Legacy stuff.
But then Lockhart, here's the thing: if you wrap up here and have Lockhart join the others, Lockhart can be there in person.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut as Kaya gets back. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but all the drones are back at home. Larry is babysitting most of them, but they would have helped with the baking.
That's how one of them got sticky. They tried to help when they weren't looking.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was it? I feel like it was Leo.
At least 2 or 3 of them with like the overseeing coordination, or the overseeing from Larry to be like, yeah, you go here, you do this, you do that, and it's like a team effort, really.
Your children, Kaya. Your children are a mess.
She doesn't have kids. I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Children.
Anyway.
But just a bit before this, we had a very tense conversation going. which I think I have a thing that I can put up here. Let me activate this one. It's not a perfect representation, but I imagine it looks something like this. I assume you can all see this. Please tell me you can see
Yes.
this.
Yes,
Oh,
we
thank
can.
God. Okay.
See what?
Shut up.
No,
You
seriously,
think
what?
you think you're so fucking smart, don't you? You little shit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hmm,
You're the smart ass. I'm the dumbass.
I'm not caving in. I 100% believe that you can see it. Don't fuck with me. Anyway, you are at Ben Getty's. You're not in the lab, but you're like at Ben Getty's house, which for all intents and purposes is like 90% lab, 10% the rest of the apartment. But at Ben Getty's place, what was it? What was the last thing you had asked him? Or what was the last prompt? I can't quite remember.
It was what is this project so important to you? Why is this project in particular so important to you? If I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So he thinks about that for a long time. And he like folds his knees up on the couch. And he thinks, well, I don't know. It just kind of was always important to me. Once I kind of figured it out, he taps the side of his head, like his temple. I just had to figure it out. Does that make sense?
No, not really.
Well, think about it like, remembering what it's like to punch someone real good, and he pantomimes throwing a punch. And then you just haven't punched anybody in like a long time, and then all of a sudden you get to punch someone real good again. And you're like, oh yeah, I can punch real good. It's like that. Does that make sense?
I understand what you're trying to say here, but you have a million other projects you could be working on.
No, I don't have a million other projects I can work on. That's the thing, is I don't have those. He just kind of like, he looks a little defeated. I wish I had a million other projects I could work on, but I don't. That's sort of what I mean, is like, I don't know. This is a project that I can work on, and it makes sense to me. And I don't. What other projects do I have? And he just kind of looks around at the lab. I have all this stuff, but I don't have any projects.
Weren't you working on some energy containment thing? That's how you met Kaya and everyone, right?
He thinks about it for a second, and just goes, I was. But this project just kind of spoke a bit more to me. Does that make sense?
In what way?
He doesn't really know how to answer that, but he like awkwardly shifts back and forth for a second, and then he'll say, like, well, like what I was saying. Imagine you haven't punched anybody, and then all of a sudden you get to punch someone again, and then you remember what it's like the whole time. You just remember that you're good at it. It's like that. Like, he doesn't look at anything, but he turns his head as if he is looking at something beside him. And he just kind of stares into the distance at like empty space.
Lockhart will turn to where
There's nothing there.
What? You say that as if you've worked on something like this prior.
He just kind of he just kind of like doesn't know what to say.
Give me 1 sec. Johan, how much do I ask of you? In your opinion?
He catches him off guard, and he just blinks and just goes, "Oh, I don't know. Staying over here's fine. Why?"
I don't particularly like this machine that you're. And I know I have no control. But I would ask you to stop this.
Iris,
He,
Iris, eat
Yeah.
Frank.
I would ask you to stop working on this.
he looks a little indignant, offended. He seems a bit more staunchly opposed to it and just goes, "I don't want to stop working on it. I'm good at this project."
With all the information we've uncovered over the past month, I get more and more nervous with you working on this. Just everything is not adding up. And if it does, I don't like the results that it's adding up to.
He grimaces a little bit. It's not adding up to anything. It just, I don't know, it just is what it is.
You honestly believe that?
He shrugs and just kind of goes, "I don't know, maybe."
Does he
if
honestly
I do?
believe that?
I'm not gonna roll for him. It's not. He does not really. He does not have conviction right now that like he thinks it's not entirely without danger. But he seems very dedicated to this idea. Like the implication now that he should stop what he's doing is starting to not I mean it's almost starting to offend.
Do you, or Lockhart? She kind of sees the reaction that Bengetti's giving, and is like, "No, this isn't working. This he's not understanding,"
Mm-hmm.
and kind of realizing that this course is not gonna help any. She kind of shifts gears a bit. Could you consider holding off on going into the thing yourself?
She raises an eyebrow.
At least until we have a better idea on exactly how things work in there.
Why are you so concerned about it? Why are you so concerned about me?
You're my friend. It's only right to care about people that are your friends. She kind of shifts uncomfortably.
Is she being honest?
Yes? Mostly?
Let me phrase it this way. Would you make you roll a deception check?
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
Go ahead and roll me a deception check. It'll be your deception versus oh, this is Bastion sheet. Sorry, hold on. Your deception.
I mean, I doubt he's got much here.
Looking at Bastion,
he
and then getting it so brolic.
It'll be your deception versus his not cunning, his perception. And it's gonna be 2 purple. He's not very perceptive.
That is interesting. I thought his willpower would be much stronger.
No, his
oh wait,
willpower.
no, perception's cunning. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, his willpower is his willpower is pretty low. If there was a stubborn skill, he would have a bunch of ranks in it.
So 2 purple, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa. He'll. I mean,
she's not looking at him when she says this. How about that?
Mm-hmm. Like the look away, for maximum tsundere vibes, it does sell to him, because he, like, to him Lockhart is the cold hard, like, badass killer, and like well, you know.
I know what you mean.
To him, cold hard badass killer, and it's like, oh, she's afraid of being, like, seen as weak by having friends. That's what it is. So he just kind of shrugs it off and is like, ah, fine, I'll wait on it. But once we know all the shit about it and we know what it does, I want to go in.
Lockhart does not look like she's trying to cover up because she did just kind of admit some stuff, but she doesn't. Her frown kind of shows that like she's not completely happy with it, but like at least it's something. I'm glad we can come to this agreement.
He, like, almost dismissively waves a hand and just goes, yeah, whatever. I won't tell anyone that we're friends. And he doesn't. He says that with, like, a pretend air of woundedness. He's being a little bit of a shit.
She just rolls her eyes a bit. Well, I mean, it's not that big of a surprise. I'd hope. Have you seen me hug anyone else?
He pauses to think about that for a second. Just goes, huh. I haven't. I never really thought about it like that. That makes shit a lot more obvious, don't you think?
It's not like anyone else saw it.
He pauses to think for a second. Were you jealous of Kaya when she saved me on the motorcycle?
Perhaps a little bit.
Is she being honest?
She's joking a little bit, like kind of playing it up, which, isn't
Mhm.
much. But she's being honest.
Ben Getty gets like a very almost like it's a mix of a shit-eating grin, but also like slight disappointment because he's like, well, I wanted to fight harder for that, but he does accept the win.
Honestly, I was more upset that I hadn't realized you were there earlier. Would have kept you out of all this. Well, at least I
He
would
just
have preferred to.
He just kind of shrugs and just goes, I'd rather be a part of it. I like being involved in all this weird mess. It's more fun.
So you like going outdoors then?
That's different.
Is it though?
He narrows his eyes.
She has a small grin. Small little smirk. And by the way, what was with that suit? It was not very good for protection at all.
I didn't have anything else on hand. He just kind of awkwardly scratches the back of his head. I don't go outside into space much, I guess.
Still, I thought you would have been a bit more prepared for it.
How am I supposed to be prepared for that sort of shit?
For going into space?
Yeah.
Perhaps a better spacesuit.
He's just like, almost frustratedly, he's just like, ah.
I am glad you're okay though, and that you made it out.
Me too.
Very interesting group of friends you've made there.
Hi, they're your friends too, kinda.
She gives a small, like a fake kind of scowl. She kind of glances past him towards the towards his, like, the stairs to his lab, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it is good that we have someone who's very skilled with technology as you, and someone else who's better with the internals, I guess.
He opens his mouth, and you can see, like, he's ready to fight back and say, like, I'm good at both, or something to that effect. He closes his mouth, and then just nods. Yeah, I suppose it's good that we've got one of those.
He just nods in agreement. I do suggest talking to Kai in the
Why?
future. She just gives a really look.
There's a 5 or 6 second point where you're like, he's not getting it, and you go to explain. He just goes, I'm okay. I'll run it by her next time.
I don't really have anything else to add here, I'll be honest.
That's fair. Is there any reason Lockhart would want to go to the apartment?
No, but I just had a funny idea.
Uh-huh.
It's just her and Vengetti, right? And he's not
Yeah.
busy, right?
Correct.
She kind of looks around, looks to the TV. Wasn't there a movie series you wanted to show me?
He sits up and is just like, Star Wars?
I believe that's what it was.
Gets a little incredulous. You're gonna hide it, but I don't really care. And he will 100% turn on Star Wars.
Friendship.
It only took, checks notes, 50 sessions.
Yep. I think it's closer to like 40, technically.
True.
As Amy control light searches.
No.
Okay. Quick bathroom break, and then continue. If you all are down with that, continue with the apartment bake
Fiasco?
visitation drone surprise.
Surprise.
Let me.
Oh no.
What?
I was just mimicking Mr. Amy. I just hear that. Oh, so you know what? I took a nap earlier, and before I went, I demanded cuddle time, right?
Mhm.
And he said something like, "Hey, you know, I told you how one of the F1 teams are changing their name," and I was like, "This sounds vaguely familiar. Proceed." One of the F1's teams just changed their name to the weirdest fucking bullshit.
What is it? I'm curious.
So they changed their name to Visa Cash App RB.
What?
They
Fucking
changed their F1 team name, Formula One. They changed their name to Visa Cash App RB.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's true selling out there.
Yeah. People keep calling them by their old name because it's fucking stupid. It's Alpha Tori? Yeah, Alpha Tori was the last name. I shit you not. Look, here's the image. I'll put it in meme. Right? Jojo had found a meme that someone took this and they just changed the lettering with the same format. I'm just like, this is a stupid fucking name.
Hell yeah.
With the same logo.
Perfect shitpost.
Right? But yeah, it's so fucking stupid. It's great.
Also, I think this will work now.
Hey!
The
It's
homie
been
squad.
so long.
It's been so long! Got lights and shit. Let's fucking go. I'll be right back.
There's also a lot of doors for you to click on, Z.
Yeah. I would, like, low key, I would kill for an apartment like this.
It'd be really cool.
Like, every room has their own
As a
full
bathroom.
bathroom and, like, a mini kitchen.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's more interactables that can exist. Oh, if I change this to token vision.
You gotta
Oh
fix the
no!
walls.
Hold on, hold on.
You gotta fix some shit before you do that.
Ah. There we go. I've figured it out now. I had your vision set to active and to 0 feet. And let's do this one. There we go. I'll let you be here, Lockhart, so that you can wander
No.
around.
Now I can't see Legacy. Damn it. Excuse me while I go be a fly on the wall. Come on.
Oh, let me turn on. There we go. Now you can fog explore the whole apartment.
There we go.
Had to go and explore every room so that you could color in everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Open the door. Hello.
Yeah.
Yo. Don't mind us. We fucking live here. We can go wherever we damn please. Color in everything. Fucking walls. Corners. Not pictured is the drone playpen.
Correct.
That takes up like all of the living room.
All of it.
I did not make pictures for all of the drones.
No, don't. It's okay. We know that they're there.
Ooh, I'm cold. Hold on. I gotta go get my cozy.
True legacy fashion.
Okay. Have my cozy.
Let's do. Oh no, I don't have a Larry token. Oh well.
What?
Yeah, I don't have a Larry token on here.
What?
I'm a little surprised. I thought I had one. Unless I'm missing it somehow. But I don't see it. Well. Anyway, Kaya, you and Bastion are home. Let me go here. Yes. So Casey has been left near a book. But otherwise does not seem to be moving. They are just vibing in front of a book. It's not clear if they're reading it or not. But Leo, George, Theodore, and Larry have all elected to help. Well, basically every drone. I was going to say, yeah, like every drone is helping bake to some extent or try to bake. Larry and Robin are kind of monitoring to make sure that they don't like make too much of a mess or damage anything. The good thing is that the others, despite being very, very like mentally young, they are very good at following orders.
Like Larry
But
was
they
at the
are
start.
making a mess. Exactly. But they have absolutely made a mess.
Oh boy. I imagine there's just like Kaya walks in oblivious to the mess because of the house, how the apartment's shaped. Sees one drone just vibing, I imagine, on the coffee table.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
With a book.
you smell sweet fruit shit, and you hear noise.
After a second, you would see Marcus pop up from around the corner and just be like, "Oh, hey, and hello to you too, person I don't really remember."
Hey, what the fuck's going on?
Person. Just fucking tap tap from the back of the house. Here's don't remember. You just hear called from the back. Who is it? Nobody else should have
It,
the fucking access to this apartment.
it's your roommate.
But
Who did you think it would be?
well, you said you didn't remember. I know you know Kaya. Like who the fuck comes around the corner? Squints.
Bastion gives he's got one hand on a hip and the other hand goes up and takes his sunglasses and pops them on top of his head and he just goes, "Yo, how are you all this evening? Believe we've met maybe half of a time."
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Marcus, Legs, this is Bastion. Bastion, this is Marcus, and, Legs. Or Legacy.
Have we seen you? Have we met before?
You
We've met
haven't.
before, right? I thought we had.
Mm-mm.
I would have remembered your face, but I've heard a lot about you. You've heard a little bit about me? He nods, and he looks like very confident. Like Bastion is quite tall. He is a very tall man and very broad and like archetypically masculine, um, with like square jaw and very very well maintained physique. Um, Seeing him next to Marcus though, after Marcus has been training a lot, you can see where they differ in their stature. Like he's taller than Marcus, but they are not they're not the same like physique, but they are about the same size, at least for their respective. But Bastion stands taller too, emotionally as well as physically. And Bastion just smiles and just goes, "Yeah, I've heard a lot about you from Kaya here. Just bringing me up to speed on, well, a whole bunch of shit."
They so looks at Kaya. He knows what?
Like, enough?
Looks at Bastion. Looks back at Kaya. Okay. Yep. We're just okay. We're telling people now.
Is that safe? Is this a security risk? I mean, I've never got a secret clearance of any kind, so I don't know how that thing works. And he just waves a hand and just goes, "You don't have to worry about it. I'm not gonna narc."
I just snorts at the idea of Bastion narking.
Just hear
Look,
faintly from Legacy down the hall. You can't yell at me if I tell anybody else so.
Roy told, like, whatever. What the fuck's going on? Anyway,
Happy surprise?
what?
Marcus, like, Marcus has not like a full apron, like a half apron,
Is that
and
mine?
water on it. Legacy said I could use it?
What?
Yes, he takes it off.
Um, I mean, you could.
Should you take it? I'll hang it up. And he starts awkwardly walking.
I mean, if you're
back
already
and
using it, I
away.
don't see that. Oh, okay.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll just.
Where
He hangs it up somewhere.
Where's the rest of them? Also, hi, Casey.
You hear like from the coffee table a very distant like, hello. That's the happiest you've heard Casey all time, or the whole time you've known him. Them.
Smile.
Bastion like hears the noise and then looks around and then sees the drone just positioned on a book like a paperweight, and he points to it and then looks at Kaya like, that? You were saying hello to that?
Yeah, that's Casey.
You hear from this like the dull like scratchy hello. Pleasure. Right. What were we doing again? You were busy huffing and puffing and blowing down your roommate's dessert stand or whatever.
Wait, what? She's gonna investigate. What do you mean? She's gonna enter the kitchen. What does she see when she enters the kitchen?
There is a mess of constituent components. Several things have been pulled out and just kind of like set aside. Like imagine like digging and trying to find a specific thing, and then you have to move something off the shelf and then move something off the shelf and then move something off the shelf, and then way in the back there behind it you're like, there, finally. But eventually but as like just looking around at the room, you can see that all of these ingredients and all of these different sorted bins and like containers and whatever have all just been pulled out and used in various ways to make this big well, how big is it? I don't know what this dessert actually, like the dimensions on this dessert.
It's probably a good like large baking dish worth, because I don't know that Legacy would like fully process, like, okay, it's probably part of the reason why she adds things that are not necessarily needed. Like, she doesn't process, okay, you can get a smaller baking dish to fit whatever it is. She pulled out a baking dish, says, okay, this is what I'm making, and makes it until it's filled.
There are several. There's at least a dozen chimichangas. There's a lot.
Chimichangas are like kind of big, right? I've never seen one before.
Big.
They're like a standard like tortilla, like when you make into like a burrito.
Okay, so just like a dozen big ass dessert burritos. Guy just looks around, just bewilderment and confusion and concern.
Before you say anything, and like Legacy has already in the process of like pulled one onto a plate, squirting like chocolate onto it. It's just like holds up a hand again. You see the flour all over the metal of her hand. Chops it in half, opens it so you see there's strawberries inside, and like shoves it up towards your face in the process of giving it to you.
Leans back a little bit, still confused and bewildered.
Eat.
What the fuck?
Eat.
What is this? Since when do you enter the kitchen? What?
In order to keep you from killing me, and Marcus knows it's not poisoned.
Marcus mouths something silently to you, Kaya. if you want to try and understand what he is trying to
Yes,
communicate to
please.
you,
Please.
roll. Roll a negotiation.
What's the difficulty?
Well, Marcus is gonna have to make the check here. So his skill is gonna be 1 purple.
Smallest dice pool possible. Let's go.
He's making gestures with his mouth and gesturing with his hands silently, and you don't know what the fuck he is trying to convey.
That's just very Marcus and Kaya, huh? Just.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She sees this, looks at him, just confused. She looks down at Legacy. She'll take the plate that I imagine is still right in her face.
Yes.
She'll just gently take the plate. It's like, can I ask, what is it?
Can I ask if I can have one?
You see, like, Legacy, like, looking up at Kaya and leans and looks around Kaya for a second, staring at Bastion, and again, there's this kind of, like, what Kaya would recognize as the, like, standard Legacy distrust upon first meeting. She kind of squints at Bastion, and she'll turn around and start making another. It is strawberries and cheesecakes and chimichangas and chocolate.
Kaya nods. She'll very carefully take a hand and take a bite.
It's good. It's a little heavy on the cheesecake, but the chocolate balances out very well. The like actual wrap and pastry of the chimichanga has a nice fluffiness to it. It's not underbaked. It's just like that level right after it would be underbaked, where it's like, okay, it's cooked all the way through, but it's got a little bit of that soft bite to it. It's impressively good.
She takes a bite. She chews. She's a little hesitant, and she chews again. Cheesecake. The strawberry hits her, and she's like, blinks for a second, shakes another bite. She looks at Legacy. He's like, it's really good. What? You made this for so I didn't kill you? Is that?
She's like is in the process of handing another plate to Bastion, and just gives a single nod.
He takes the plate and then he'll playfully elbow you, Kaya, and be like, "She made it to apologize, dummy.
Yeah,
Can't you
looks at him.
tell I'm sorry is a dessert? Or can't you tell that this is an I'm sorry dessert? We have these all the time back where I came from."
She looks at Bastion. She looks at Legacy. Is this an I'm sorry dessert?
She is kind of staring at Bastion again.
He's like stuffing his face, really smiley. He'll look like when he makes eye contact with you, Legacy, he gives you like a cheerful wink.
She told you about that shit, didn't she?
He doesn't reply because his mouth is full, but he nods up and down.
One time. Looks at Marcus, holds up a hand, one finger, one time.
I mean, I was pretty, worried for you, so I just need to talk about it.
Making plates for herself and Marcus now. Just sighs, not looking at any of them now. Get the fucking. if it's a good I'm sorry dessert, that means that it's okay, right?
Bastion
Yeah.
says, like, between bites. He cuts you off and he's like, that's how it worked where I come from.
Ted goes up next to Legacy where she's making another plate. There's just a hand on Legacy's shoulder. Well, it's I'm sorry, dessert accepted. Just don't do that again. Tell someone what's going on before I think that the machine's killing you. Because you saw it bleeding out of fucking nowhere.
I am pretty sure I know what caused that, if that's any help. And we were not going to be able to know that that was gonna happen until it actually happened.
Well, yeah, but like, Legs, I was hoping that we could at least get you to get in and get out in a controlled environment just to make sure it was good. Especially because I just made a bunch of changes to it. And then we could have done the tests that you wanted. So just tell us next time.
And Legacy just finished the plate for her and the plate for Marcus. Is kind of tapping the side of one. And there's a slow nod. I have already told Marcus I will endeavor to work on communication.
Thanks, Legs.
Marcus is giving you 2 thumbs up over Kaya's shoulder.
Holds out a plate to him.
He'll take it, and you can see Bastion like elbow him and then whisper something to Marcus, and then they start to have like a very quiet exchange.
Legacy will kind of turn around facing Kaya again and kind of tilt her head a little bit, trying to judge Kaya's mood and posture at the moment. And then just sigh. Look, I know I freaked you out, but I made a good dessert. You are not gonna yell at me. Points. And it's very like, you are not going to do this.
Takes another bite.
I know you just made changes, but you and Bengeti are honestly, 2 of the best engineers I know for this type of shit. Cosmic had been in and out of that machine so many times, there was no way in hell that it was gonna fuck up. And I needed to do it before you start fussing over everything, and I couldn't do it.
Okay, just finishes chewing her bite. Look, I'm not mad anymore. There's not much. I just... You know how seriously I take safety shit, Legs. Especially people I care about. You're like my best friend, so...
Yes, I understand. I know why, and I sympathize, but I also need you to know that sometimes it's a lot. It's kind of like a question mark at the end of it.
Look, I get it. I just... Please tell someone.
Yes, I will not argue this. Yes.
After you finish Legacy and you say yes, you hear from behind you, Larry, who has been dutifully like organizing the drones to start the cleaning process, and they have been like carefully napkining and stacking used dishware and the countertop. You hear like about like Larry turn around and he just goes, and charge. And then the
What?
3 drones who are flying zip around in formation and they fly around Kaya's head.
Just looks at them. What the... Is that syrup?
Larry floats over and just goes, a little. And then from your leg, Kaya, you feel like a tug on a pant leg, and you can see Robin has like waddled over. And in her little drone body, she just goes, I can't reach them, otherwise I would hold them.
And she reaches down and she holds out a hand for Robin.
She climbs on.
Reaches back up. She's like, so, what? How do you... Legs? Why are Leo and
did
Theo coming?
nothing. Larry said they wanted to help.
Flower
Have that
on Larry.
Have that conversation with your son.
He's not my...
Have that conversation with your son.
Larry,
that was
how
an
the
organized
fuck...
process by him, not by me.
Larry, how the fuck did you get covered in flour? Is that... You don't have batter on yet. What do you mean intentional? Buddy, we talked about you getting sauce on your little manipulators. It's gonna cause them to rust. And now look,
He
Leo's little...
holds up his hands and he goes, flour's not sauce. Flour
No, but the
makes
syrup
the dough
is...
not stick.
If
And he
you
crosses
get
his arms.
dough on it, it's gonna... Flour is gonna get in your fucking joints and circuits and not gonna cause rust anyway. And besides, look at the others. How did Theo get sauce on top of him?
He looks over and just goes, and then you feel Robin like in your hand, and she like pats you on the thumb and just goes, Leo grabbed the wrong thing and he grabbed it too hard.
He grabbed it too... He's got like 2 PSI in his fucking... Wally, you need a fucking bath.
Robin holds up a hand and just goes, even me? I'm clean.
Everyone except Robin and Casey need a fucking bath.
Legacy in the corner has like retreated to Marcus's side when like
You too.
started going on this.
She points to Legacy.
Looks towards Bastion, and you can tell Kaya Happy Mother's Day when Mother's Day rolls around again.
Oh, I imagine Kaya just fucking clears some counter space, pulls out her fucking tool bag, pulls out some like specialty like electronics cleaning things. He's like, alright, fucking Oli, just line up.
Huh. They all line up in respect to one another. And like George, when he lines up, just goes, alcohol is a non-conductive liquid that we could all jump in.
No, you're not fucking doing that.
Bastion holds up a fork and just goes, oh, he's right.
What?
What? I'm just trying to say, I'm saying he's right. You could do that. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, they're going to make a mess. And what if it tips over? There's going to be another mess on top of all of this, and them.
I can just dunk them in alcohol and they'll be fine?
George says yes. Yes.
You're not doing that. Yeah, it's fast. However, that's one, using up a lot of fucking alcohol, and two, I just don't like it.
There is no response other than just another fork of cheesecake chimichanga into the mouth.
Bastion starts laughing. Like he watches you slowly eat the one piece of pastry, and he just like snorts and starts chuckling to himself.
Yeah, what's so fucking funny?
Just waves a hand, just like, oh, don't mind me. I just remembered something from earlier. Before we met up, that's just a joke I heard. Don't worry about it.
She looks at him. Squints at him. What was the joke, huh?
Oh, you wouldn't get it. He just hand waves and then eats, like takes another couple bites of chimichanga and then starts to walk away very innocently and rounds the corner.
I never should have fucking invited him. She says loud enough just for him to hear as he walks away.
The you went and get it does start Legacy snickering. Hey, you told him, you invited him, you now must deal with the consequences.
Yeah, I know. Just fucking... we're cleaning all of this up.
Lacey just like kind of like nods, waves her hands, is like following Bastion, like keeping an eye on him. She like rounds the corner and she's just like head poking around. So, your brain's not leaking out your ears or anything after, everything?
He rounded the corner and then just posted up against the wall. And he looks over at Legacy and shrugs and nods his head, like kind of bobs his head around and just goes, well, y'all are either high out of your minds or maybe there's some funky shit going on. And I always kind of suspected it would be the government, but I'm not surprised that it's a corporation.
Well, to be completely honest, you could argue that there could be both. Actually, all three. We could be high, and funky shit can be going on, and both the corporations and the government can be doing shit.
He like points with his fork and just goes, now there is a conspiracy theory. But you don't have to worry about me. I ain't gonna spoil your secret. I might not be able to help you much, but certainly won't get in your way.
Like, cause he just kind of like looks over her shoulder at Kaya cleaning the drones, and looks back at him. If you can manage to make her not come in here yelling at me, that's more than enough. She kind of like, under her breath, towards him.
He looks at you, Legacy, and he gives you this he gives you a really, really some kind of look. He gives you a look like half lid gaze, and you see his eyes flick up to something over your shoulder. And you're pretty sure he was looking at Marcus, and he tilts his head in like a sort of mocking bow, and he goes, well, that's what we men are here for. Help women keep their head on straight. You know how it is.
She goes from like conspiratorial to like head shoots up, looks over her shoulder at Marcus, looks back at him, points the fork at him. No more chimichangas for you.
He starts with his mouth full, and he's just like somewhere between like caught doing something wrong and caught doing nothing wrong and is totally innocent.
As she walks back with a dish in her hand, points the fork at Marcus. And I can't do anything about you because you helped make them. But thin ice.
What the fuck happened?
Apparently women need to keep their heads on straight.
She turns.
Marcus just waves his hand and he's like, not me, not me, not me. And he gestures to Bastion, and Bastion is like, kind of like he leans over so that he's posted up on the corner, and he just looks at Marcus and then looks down the hallway like someone's gonna be down there, and he's like, I don't know which way he went. You just missed him.
Kara turns to him. Points like, man, she's got like a shop cloth in her hand that she's been using with a spray bottle to wipe everyone. Aren't you supposed to be like helping me?
He opens his mouth to talk, and just as he does, you hear like the distant like crack of, or not crack, but creak of the door. Like the door was not completely shut all the way, but mostly shut all the way. And it gets Bastion's attention too, and he turns and looks down the hallway.
The fuck? You
Who
can't
the
be
fuck?
talking to me like fucking I am paranoid. You're like, oh, it's just your roommate. Who else did you fucking expect it to be? Ah, this bitch. Turns around, walks back the other way. Close the
Wait,
door
who is
behind you.
it?
Lock it.
What?
Pardon me?
Kaya tries to get around Bastion. Wait, who the fuck? Okay, he's in the way. Oh, lock.
And who is this?
Bastion waves with his he waves with each individual finger, like the little, like the I'm being a little shit wave. He does one of those, and he just goes, "Howdy, I'm a coworker, co-conspirator, friend, shoulder to cry on, yada yada."
Apparently, the one that helps keep women, make sure the women have their heads on straight.
Hey, don't look at me. Is what your boyfriend said.
I
Marcus,
highly doubt that.
God, Marcus, he just about spit takes. It's like, he looks at Legacy. He's like, not true.
Kaya goes up to Lockhart. He's like, Lock, look, this is Bastion. Used to work with me.
Huh.
Locke, you, for once, you are not the tallest one in the room. Bastion stands over you, not by a hell of a lot, but it's noteworthy that he is taller than you.
He is taller than
Kaya
Lockhart.
is too, technically.
Kaya's taller than Lockhart.
Oh, I totally I didn't even think about that. I thought Lockhart was the tallest.
No, he's just
Evidently. My
thicker.
bad. Yeah, but like Bastion, he's kind of like halfway sitting on some of the stuff that's just kind of left around in the corners of the room, like servers and other pieces of furniture and tech and stuff. But when you walk up, he'll stand up a little bit, and, like adjust himself and stand up straight, and he'll hold out a hand for a shake. And he's tall. He's an imposing guy. But you're savvy enough to know, like, savvy enough as a fighter that just looking at him, he's very tough and competent, but like he's not trying to stand up and buff up at you in a way that's threatening. That's just, he just stands with that much confidence. He is just a very like personality forward kind of guy.
So Marcus can learn from is what you're saying.
that he's like got the physique and the attitude. Like this is a guy who could convince someone that he is a dangerous fighter of a person, but
Mhm.
honestly, he like you can smell fighting potential from a mile away, and he's a rough and tumble, like throw down in a barroom brawl kind of guy. He's not going to fight with finesse
Okay.
if he fights at all.
Lockhart will look him up and down, but give him a handshake. And she'll look over to Kai and Legacy. And is this what? I didn't see that.
Kai gets the chimichanga for her.
She'll look over to Kai and Legacy with a look of, is he in on this kind of thing?
Legacy has given up on the paranoia with Bastion at the moment. And as you turn towards Legacy, Legacy again points a fork at you. You do not break shit in this apartment.
I have yet to do that, and I've been here multiple times.
Shakes the fork, turns back to what she was doing.
Okay, currently putting the chocolate sauce on the chimichanga for Lockhart. She's bringing the plate over. She's like, yeah, I talked to him over some coffee, the shop down the street. Anyway, Legs made this. It's really good. You should probably try it. Like, not probably, you should try it.
Lockhart will take the plate, but she's never really been one for sweets. But she'll kind of just set it next to her. Like, oh, I'll have this later, kind of thing. So, Bastion, you said your name was, right?
He perks up a little bit and just kind of nods and goes, "That would be correct, ma'am."
Is this the same Bastion who helped us previously? Turn to Kaya.
I only know one, but I don't think he knows. He didn't know what was happening.
Well, I do now.
Now he does. He didn't before.
Thank you for that, by the way. If shit had gone south, I would have demanded a lot of explaining from you. But I'm glad shit went north, and I still got an explanation. I consider that the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I just kind of didn't want to stress you out.
Apparently he is
gives
the
you
one that
this.
can't be stressed out. I think it's your other friend that's the problem.
He gives you like an incredulous look, Kaya, and he just goes, "You don't stress me out." But I see your point. And he gestures to Legacy and he just goes, "And she's right. Chains is the one who needs to lighten up in the world, a lot like someone else I know." And he
Oh,
doesn't have any more chimichanga, but he pantomimes eating a bite.
Lockhart will hand her plate over to Bastion.
Kaya
Bastion will
looks.
happily take it.
Kaya looks at that and she's like, "But, oh." She can't be too offended, I guess, but she kind of is a little bit. I'm just gonna start.
Are we just telling the whole neighborhood at this point? Is that what's happening here?
What? No, I just. Look, we can use the help, and I know Bastion. I've known him for a long fucking time, and I trust him.
What exactly is it that you do, Bastion? In other words. on that topic.
He swallows a bite, and he'll look over to you, Legacy, and he nods. He's like, construction worker, station infrastructure, general contractor, yada yada. I work with big machines, and I make big buildings happen. And I know a lot of people who work on some of the buildings that have happened, if I wasn't one of the one to work on them myself. And he waves a fork at Lockhart. He's like, and I ain't no snitch.
That's what they all say.
Lock.
He shrugs. He doesn't seem offended.
Kaya, how long have you worked with him?
Years since I got on the station?
So, before your incident.
Can you repeat that? I can hear you.
So, before your incident.
Yeah.
Lockhart looks a little bit more angry.
They just like see guys. Legacy is just hanging out, staying a good ways away from Lockhart at the moment. Sees that,
Marcus is
just kind of like throws her arms up, and we're going to break shit again. Cool.
Marcus gets a little confused and then tilts his head and he just like looks over at Legacy and he just goes, Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Right? It wasn't me, was it? It probably wasn't me.
No, that is a story for Kaya to share, should she choose to share it.
Yes. Why don't you share, Kaya?
What do you mean, share the story? Like, are you talking about how I lost my arm?
Yeah, what wonderful friends you had that you worked with previously.
Hey, Locke, I already told you. Locke. It's not like that.
Of course not.
That's what I'm talking about. Imagine Kaya just steps a tiny bit closer. He's like, well, Bastion was one of the ones who was... Look, he's helped me so much, Locke.
Fine. Whatever. It's none of my business anyways, right?
But don't... Whatever. Just... Are you listening to me?
Yes, I am.
Like, actually?
No, she's not. Just, Lacey's
I'm
like
listening
standing in the
more
middle
than
of
you
the.
were.
Lacey's standing in the middle of her kitchen, like arms crossed, looks at the cart. Yeah, see, the thing is, I got yelled at. I admitted to being wrong. You, points a finger, ma'am. Like, fucking, you know what? Let me roll this. Let's see if these two are gonna be bumping heads again. Yep, that's really low.
Oh, no.
Points her finger out at Lockhart, kind of shaking it. See, I get yelled at. I hear, and then I admit when I am wrong. And what I need to do to fix it. You stick so far up your ass you can't hear no more.
I'm sorry that I'm actually worried about any of all this information getting out. And being careful with who I trust with this information.
Bastion, like, he's been quiet for most of this interaction, but he puts his fork on his plate and he just lets out a sigh, and he'll kind of straighten himself up a little bit, and he will stand at his, like, kind of stand at his full height, and he puts one hand on his hip and he's holding the plate in the other hand. He just goes, "Now, listen, I don't want to get off on the wrong foot, but from the way you're acting, it don't seem like you want to put the right foot out. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. Judging by the way that your attitude comes out, I'm guessing you probably don't have a lot of people you could share this with." And he just gestures around the room.
Bastion coming for the throat for
Interesting. Holy
everybody.
shit.
And he
So
puts a hand on his hip and he just like tilts his head like, "Was that right?"
And I don't remember asking for your opinion.
Well, it's
That's 'cause
okay,
you-
because I'm giving it away for free.
It's because you never fucking ask for anybody's opinion because you don't listen to them begin with.
Now listen here. And he points to Legacy and he's just like,
Yeah.
and he points to Lockhart again and he goes, "Now listen here. All these people in here all have a vested interest in keeping that alien corporate shit under wraps. Yes, I know about the alien corporate shit. Do I understand it all the way? No. But do I like it? Also, no. And I am more willing to trust her," and he points to Kaya, "on her word than I am anybody else. And if you," and he points to you, Lockhart, "ain't got a lot of people like I got her," and he points to himself and then Kaya, "then consider yourself lucky to have met her. And, subsequently, me. Because I'm a person worth knowing. I take loyalty very seriously. And," he gestures, "I like to think I'm a very helpful man. So, I will extend to you an olive branch." He will hold out his hand. He'll make a show of it, kind of. He will put the fork on the plate and he will extend a hand out. He's like, "My name is Bastion, and I would like to formally meet you, Miss Lockhart. I have heard good things from a person whom I trust. And I think it is important to forge strong, reliable relationships and make strong, reliable allies in this day and age." And he just looks to the rest of the room and he goes, "Wouldn't you all agree?" Larry and the drones all just go, "Allies!"
For some reason, I imagine, like, as this has been going on, Legacy is helped to finish clean one or two of the drones, and is stopping like one or two of them from like approaching at the moment. Like they fly past, she catches, she pushes behind. They fly past, she catches, she pushes behind.
Bastion, he looks to you, Lockhart, again, and he just goes, that he kind of dips his head in a deferential pose, just like to indicate like, "I'm done talking. I've said my piece," and he is still holding out his hand.
Lockhart looks to Kaya for a good 3 or 4 seconds.
Pleading in her eyes of just, please, please trust me.
She has the look of someone kind of biting her tongue, which she doesn't really do all that often. But she'll look to Bastion. "I personally don't know you, but Kaya does.
He nods.
So, I will put my trust in Kaya on this.
He nods again.
She'll put her hand out and shake it, but then do
He-
the whole pull close thing.
He like right before you grab his hand to shake, he pulls his hand back and he just goes, "Now this ain't an invitation to kick my ass all up and down this hallway here." He points at your shoes and points to your head and he's like, "I see you sizing me up. You're ready to snap like a bear trap. Don't you dare break your fingers." And then he will go for a shake.
Give me no reason to, and I won't have to.
He nods as if that is an easy request to make.
She'll shake his hand. Not happy
You
about
said
it, but she'll do it.
You'll do the pull close thing.
Yeah, but I mean, she already said her threat, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of said it for her.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Bastion ain't a mercenary. He knows mercenary work exists, and he's like, "Oh, she's a fucking merc. All right, I ain't gonna beat her in a fight. I ain't stupid enough to threaten her." So he's gonna go for the reverse threat.
Yeah, don't give her a reason to. She'll be, and everything will be fine.
As they shake hands, there is just a visible sigh of relief and release of some tension from Kaya. And it's like a sigh of relief. She just like reaches up, hand on Lockhart's shoulder, like, "Thanks, Lock. I'm gonna get you something else, because apparently you don't want the strawberry thing the legs made."
Marcus whispers to you, Legacy, and he just goes, "Did Bastion just beat Lockhart in words?"
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
Legacy just
Well,
kind of like
Marcus hasn't seen her lose.
Legacy just kind of like smirks and has her head tilted. I think we might have somebody we need to learn from.
Marcus just nods, like, in awe of this man.
Kaya points to Bastion. After she thanks Lockhart, like, "Thank you for being trusting." Points at Bastion. He's like, "Cool, and don't fucking start shit."
He, like, holds up both hands, like, in a surrender gesture, and then gently touches his chest in the, like, "Who, me?"
Waves hand dismissively as she turns. She's going into the cabinets. She pulls out a brand new box of tea. She starts making a cup of tea for Lockhart. Because fucking no chimichangas? Fine. I'll get you something. I need to give you something. It's a brand new box of tea, and it's the same exact fucking tea brand that Lockhart drinks that she got and is keeping in the apartment for explicitly this purpose.
She visits enough now.
Mm-hmm. She gets the good mug.
The good mug.
Yeah, she gives Lockhart the good mug.
The one that's not chipped and is
Yep.
like perfectly sized
Mm-hmm.
for holding.
Yeah, Kaya's good coffee mug is now going to be used as Lockhart's tea mug.
Okay. So, I think that is a good spot for the scene to wrap up, unless there's anything else. I like that a lot. That was good.
Yeah. Other than
I'm
like
happy.
just, finish cleaning up the drones, clean up after the mess, figure out a way to store like almost a dozen chimichangas.
Hey,
You
it's
have-
down. It's down by half now.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I thought it was over a dozen.
You have enough Tupperware to box all of them and have no Tupperware left.
Yep. Okay.
It's perfect.
Fair enough.
I think eventually Lockhart will take like half of one.
Lockhart, it tastes like forgiveness.
Yeah, no, that's not
Gross.
something she likes. It's gross. Yeah.
In this bitch.
Strawberry good.
There's a reason why Legacy saw Lockhart and was literally, this bitch turns around and walks the other way.
Yay.
I hope you don't take it personal, Iris/Lockhart, that Bastion talked all over her and then
Oh, no.
Marcus was like, ooh, wow. Because I don't want to sound self-congratulatory.
Oh, no, not at all. Lockhart is not the best with words. It's that